I can't wait to show my sons and daughter Dead Poets Society at some point. But there's the suicide in it. So it's But other than that, I mean, you can explain suicide to a kid when they're like, I don't know, 10 or 12. Remember what I said about Common Sense Media. Always cut it in half.
Okay, so let's record the intro now.
So what is Milkless? Because I think we start with the name.
Two dads, we love our kids, but then we also need them to know that we're like pretty cool and it's not like a wimpy podcast. So, hey, hey, Milkless.
Hey, welcome. Hey,
Milkless. Call the audience, Milkless. What's up, Milkless? Max coming at you.
What if that's it? That's our first take.
All right, Matt, we are live back via sat nav, via a TomTom from 1997, via MapQuest. So we got a good episode for you today. Today we're going to be talking about, I mean, I just had our oldest just turned 10. Woo. They're getting older. They're going to be out of the nest soon. If you have a 9-year-old, hate to break it to you, Brosky, your kid's halfway gonsko.
God,
so
I hate it when people say shit like that.
So the reason for this episode is I brought this up to Matt, and Matt got all weird on me.
Oh, come on.
For saying this. And he's like, these are non-motivating for me. Like when people say that, like I think about it all the time. So why don't we?
What is this voice? That's
Keanu. You're Keanu.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. That's fine. I'm John Wick.
So
fuck you.
So let's do the beginning of that conversation because it was such a good convo. And then we just cut it and we're like, stop. Let's talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
On milk. I like to think about this, that the kids will be grown soon. Like they're going to be going to college soon. I'm excited about the thought of them being adults. And it is also sad. And I'm trying to be better at that with the whole, waking up app, the mindfulness, the meditation, the daily meditation and stuff, trying to know thyself, not trying to stuff down sad things. I'm trying to see it with eyes wide open. So yeah, there's obviously some sad things about the kids getting older, but I'm also just like very excited about who they're becoming and our future relationship as adults. And so I like to actually think about that because it's not that I'm like overworked or not present. I feel like I'm very present. I'm with them all the time, but I think sometimes if I don't check in on this is a weird analogy that I didn't say the other day. You know how you can kind of like have like different tracks, different mindsets. Sometimes you can say, hey, remember when this happened? And you're like, man, if I think about it one way, it feels like it was yesterday. But if I think about it this way, it feels like it was like years ago.
That's interesting.
I feel like it's good to see things in different ways because on the one hand, I feel like things are like crawling by. But on the other hand, like if I don't do this check-in, the last time I did this check-in, I think our oldest was like 7. Oh, 3 years has gone by, and since the last time I thought about this long view.
Yeah.
So push back because you seem to really not like this, but I feel like I may have just convinced you because I'm that good.
No. You do see this sentiment expressed a lot in a variety of ways that like by the time your kid's this age, you'll have spent 80% of your time with them, that by the, et cetera, et cetera. They're all kind of these reminders that I do think come from a good place. They like, relish this time. And actually one of the best ones I saw recently was an interview with Better Call Saul with Odenkirk, Bob Odenkirk. Mm-hmm. And the interviewer was like, who are you jealous of? And he said, parents of young kids, because they know exactly what the purpose of their life is every day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's a cool reminder that like in this time that a lot of people think of as like the suck. Actually, like you're not lacking for purpose or for feeling like you're valuable or needed. Anyways, I think for me, the reason it's not for me is like, it is not for me like a good motivator to be present or to take full advantage of something by being told that it is like relentlessly slipping away with the inevitable march of time. Like that is something that I do think there's an insanity to parenting because like on the one hand, when your kids are little, there's a party that's like, stop needing me so much, stop needing me so much, stop needing me so much. And I definitely feel the excitement as they get older for being able to do new things with them. I watched The Martian with my oldest daughter recently, which, by the way, high recommend. Yeah. Super high recommend. You're going to have to explain some of the sciencey shit, but nobody dies. It's super hopeful. There's like minimal blood, and it's mostly about like science and heroism. It's great. So if you've got a kid that you think can hack it, that's a high recommend. But I had this moment of like, shit, I'm going to get to watch like grown-up movies with my kid. That's so fun. So I definitely feel that like excitement for them getting older. But I also feel like at every stage, it's like when my daughter started calling it Valentine's Day instead of Ballantine's Day, I was sad because she's never going to call it that again. And I don't need to be told that someday she's never going to call it that again. It doesn't help me to think about like how finite our time with them is. It just doesn't feel like it serves me. So I'm curious, like in what way, because you say you already feel like you're pretty good at being present with your kids. You already enjoy this time. Like what do you think it does for you to get those reminders that like, oh, my kid is 10, 8 more years and they're going to be out of the house. And then Instagram told me that I will only see them for 100 days in the rest of my life or whatever the fuck it is.
It does many things. Like on the one hand, it forces me to really make sure I have my shit together because now I'm going to be you know, the grim reaper over here. Is like I do also then think about my own mortality and then their mortality someday after mine and then their kids, you know, all that stuff. So I'm like, wow, I better like be very centered and understand what I want in this life. And I also like to think back to this time. Like I go into the future and I think back to this time. It takes many different forms. One of the forms is like the thing we said on like episode 6, the planning episode. Like I want to make sure I don't miss anything that I wanted to do. Like I almost think about it as like the kids are already grown. Oh, you know, I wish I had done this with them. Well, guess what? I just got a fucking time machine and I'm back here. So it's like, you know, our kids have never been to a concert. And I said that 2 years ago on that episode, except for our oldest saw Paul McCartney. Did we talk about that on this show?
Yeah. We talked about it. I can't remember if.
Well, if we hadn't, long story short, we're not Jewish or of serious Hispanic origin. So we don't have a quinceañera or a, you know, bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah. So we don't really have a rite of passage in our in our house culture. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to add that. So when our kids turn 9, I'm going to take them on a trip to somewhere. So our oldest, we went and saw Paul McCartney because he's obsessed with the Beatles. So anyway, that's what we're doing there.
That's cool.
But like that type of stuff, like we've never been to like a baseball game. Oh, interesting. I guess they're at that age. To your point, the movies. I have like a list of movies I cannot wait to show them. Gladiator, Dead Poets Society. I keep checking on those like every year or two. I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, the double sword head cut off in Gladiator. They're not quite ready.
No, but they're close. And I can't wait. Braveheart.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait. So it's like, I don't want to miss that because that would be fun for me. I can't wait to show my sons and daughter Dead Poets Society at some point. But there's the suicide in it. So it's But other than that, I mean, you can explain suicide to a kid when they're like, I don't know, 10 or 12. Remember what I said about Common Sense Media. Always cut it in half. When they say 14 plus, it's 7.
Yeah, I think that is so kid dependent.
Yeah,
like, I can already tell. It's funny. Like my youngest is just like, she's sensitive, dude. If a movie's stressful, she's just like, I don't like it.
Yeah, totally. And certain kids like think about it all night. Yeah. Whereas I do know our oldest, like, why can't I watch scary movies? I'm like, because I don't like scary movies and we're not.
But he'd be fine. Yeah.
He'd be fine.
Yeah.
I like it because it reframes. It's just a check-in. It's like knowing the time. Like, you know how sometimes you get lost in something, you forget the time? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was having so much fun. You don't really need to know the time, but it's kind of good to know the time.
Maybe an analogy for it. We have a new puppy, which I don't know if I've talked about that on the show. My wife left town for like a week and she came back and she was like, oh, the puppy's bigger. And my oldest daughter was like, really? And I had the same thing. I was like, oh, I didn't notice that. It's always the thing. Like if like with your own kids, you don't notice them growing, but then maybe if they see the grandparents after a couple of months, the grandparents are like, holy shit, you're tall. In a way, what like some of what I'm hearing is you're with them all the time, you see them every day, you can lose track of the fact that like, oh, this 7-year-old that I have is a very different person than that 5-year-old I had. So by like taking the like bigger view, you remind yourself to continue to adjust the way you think of them as and relate to them as they change massively. Because the difference between 6 and 8 is insane.
100%.
Okay.
You will never, that's so brilliant, because you will never go away from your kids for 6 months.
Right.
Or a year. Imagine the difference. I mean, when you see photos of your kids a year ago, 2 years ago, you're like, what?
Yeah.
I am actually the same fucking person. Look at this kid. This kid is like not the same kid. Or if you watch a video and you're like, what? They were doing that? Like they changed so much. It's totally like that. The frog in the pot of water. Like, and I like it as another. So let me just keep going down that jag, and then I got another jag. So the reason I like that is like, even for young kids, developmentally, we've said this before. I've seen parents who are treating kids like they maybe treated them 6 months ago or a year ago. You have an 18-month-old and you're like, does the baby want that? Or a 6-month-old. Like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, dude, that kid is fucking 3. You can use an adult voice with a 5-year-old. I also see people talking to fucking 6-year-olds. How are we doing today? And it's like, what? That kid is 6. I feel like it's like the thing in Truman Show. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This kid is a 6-year-old.
I've wondered at times, like, does that not explain some of what ends up amounting to like, there's always so many fucking terms that all kind of annoy me, but people know them. Like the bulldozer parent, the parent that like clears all the obstacles in the path. Is that sometimes about just not adjusting as they get older? Because the truth is, like,
you have to do that when they're 6 months old.
When they're a baby, they like meet their needs. Like if they're crying, go to them. Like, you know, like if they're hungry, feed them. That has to like taper off in this intentional way, of course.
Totally. I mean, if a kid who cannot walk, okay, if you drop them from 6 inches up and they hit their face on the ground, I would be mortified from 6 inches up. If a kid is learning to walk and they fall and bonk their nose from 14 inches up, some parents never make that leap. Whereas if you came back and you never had kids and you're like, oh, this baby's learning to walk. Oh, they're going to get some bruises. But if you go from, wait a minute, this little meat sack of 4 months must be, taken care of at all costs. I would dive to do a volleyball pancake hand underneath the head to protect a young baby. But like a kid falling, and it's just like, it's normal. That's also like I think a good analogy with the dog, the frog in the pot of water. Like if you don't recheck in and use this other part of your brain to kind of just, hey, oh my gosh,
take the long view. Yeah.
They are older. Like you might miss stuff on like how you might even want to be talking to them.
So maybe like some of what you're advocating for is less about like, I think what annoys me is feeling like there's this emphasis on like, time is slipping away from you. And I'm just like, that doesn't fucking help me. Like and some of that I recognize as my own temperament. Like I am pretty good at seizing the day. What I have trouble with is like just letting a day be a Wednesday and mundane. I don't need the reminder.
But then here's what's interesting is like, you're the guy who please rescind that from the record. You are cool with sadness. You want to feel all the emotions fully. You want to feel happiness in its full element. You want to feel high highs, low lows. You want to suck the marrow out of life, to use a line from Dead Poets Society. With that said, how come the thought of the ephemeral nature of kids, like, do you not, like, why is that different? Where it's like, yeah, they will be gone and they will leave the house and it will just be me and my rocking chair.
Yeah, someday I'll just be sad old Bob Odenkirk wondering what life means. Yeah. Maybe it's because I feel like I just am naturally doing that enough already. I don't want it to suddenly like pop up in my Instagram feed or whatever. The truth is, increasingly, if we didn't post for this, I wouldn't want anything. I would never.
You know, I do no Reddit, no Instagram, no TikTok, no nothing. I haven't been on social media for like 8 months.
That's so good.
I don't even know what it is.
To like still be aware of it just because we're doing this thing. But yeah,
I have no idea what's going on anywhere. But it also it's fun to make good conversation.
Yeah. Well, if you sign on there, just know there's a lot of stuff about I can't even think of I'm trying to think of a thing to say that's funny but not so controversial that it's not funny. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, we mostly talk about, I don't know, Kanye West. They're mostly pro Kanye posts coming from our site now.
I saw the Coldplay thing with
There was a Coldplay thing?
The CEO.
Oh, you caught that. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone told me about it. So cool.
Yeah.
Like that's viral.
Yeah.
It gets so viral that someone who is not on social media.
Somebody's going to show it to you on their phone.
Oh, and then it's great. I get only the best of the best.
You get only the highlights. Yeah. Yeah.
I think very highly of social media because I only get the best. That's right. Once every 4 weeks.
Yeah, it seems to be just great things about like affairs getting out at Coldplay concerts. Yeah. It's just good shit. I think that the primary reason that a lot of people benefit from that thought experiment of like, hey, this is finite. This is all going to be over someday. Is that it maybe one, encourages them to be present. Two, it reminds them that like, and this is, I can see the benefit of this, that like your kid's not always going to be an 18-month-old. Someday you'll sleep again, whatever. Like there's a light at the end of this tunnel, but also there are things that are precious about this time that you won't get again. So like try to lean on those and remember that the hard parts are not going to be forever. To me, it's just not the best. It's not the best motivator to be present. The best motivator that I've ever found to be present with my kids, truthfully, and this is going to sound cheeseball, is just consciously making myself look them in the eyes for 5 seconds. And then there I am.
But here's the thing, as I honestly think through Milkless, I may have overcorrected in terms of being present. I feel like I'm so present with them now. Also with the fucking meditation, dude, I'm fucking levitating, dude. Like I literally hit my head on the ceiling all the time. And so I'm in there. What I think I may have lost in terms of a major overcorrection into being present is like my planner side. Not that I need to. I have complete solace in the fact that like it will just work itself out.
This episode is brought to you by the Milkless Patreon. If you want to keep listening, it's only going to cost $79.99 per month. We're going entirely offline, so you can no longer listen unless you pay $79.99 per month. Just kidding, it's fucking free. We're actually losing money on the episodes, but we love doing it for you. All we want is for you to tell a friend. Think about that one friend who listens to podcasts. They told you about serial podcasts. They told you about... and it's like, tell them about one.
Yeah.
And it's Milkless.
Just return the favor. The $79.99 does get you feet pics from Max. So if you're into that.
The kids will dev out of whatever. But I do like knowing what time it is. Imagine an amazing day on the beach. You're whatever. You got all day, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it's already 4:30?
Uh-huh.
The fuck? I thought we were going to play like, spike ball. We never got to spike ball?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was a great day anyway. And again, as long as the kids have love and nurture, as long as you're present, you're fucking nailing it. But I would have liked to have known the time so I could have played fucking spike ball at 2:00.
There are elements of that planner brain that are not tiger parenty at all, or like making sure your kid develops right. There are elements of it that are just like, hey, I know I really want to have this experience with my kid before they're too old, and that takes some planning. So let me think about it.
Like, for example, I can't believe we're getting to like Disneyland, Disney World age. But it's like, we haven't been there. And it's like, so we need to like have that conversation. Are we going to just like be the family that never goes? Or are we going to fucking go?
Did you go when you were a kid?
I think I went to Disney. Yeah. But I was like older. I was like 15 or something.
Yeah, we never did that. Yeah.
So like, it's like, then like once the kids get into high school, it's like, especially if they're in sports, a lot of the stuff gets kind of in high school, like you have weekends a lot of times are taken. So it's like, oh man. So the window gets even tighter. Sometimes there's only 3-4 years to like maybe just check off a couple more boxes, like, and I like to have that know the time.
Well, and it is like, you make a good point too, that we really do hold up being present as like we kind of exalt it, in this way. And probably a part of that is that like, it can be hard to feel that way as a parent, particularly if you've got a stressful job, and particularly, we've talked before about like your kids are so not planners that your planning brain kind of goes into hyperdrive because you're planning for yourself and for them.
And also, like, I'd say if parents had to pick one, are they better planners or better at being present? 90% would say they're probably better
planners.
Planning.
Yeah.
Like, Max,
yeah.
We've been thinking about Disney World for fucking years. Like, shut the fuck up. So anyway, I'm just saying if you've corrected, if you're Matt Naylor, who's just like so present.
Still feel like I struggle with that, but that has much more to do with the stresses of work and the world, which you, I think, largely like don't feel by like really controlling your relationship to the news. And then just like the way your life's set up, like you don't have like a stressful work situation. I do feel like I am consistently working to try to be present, and that I could do better with that. But I guess what I'm saying is like, if you want to see somebody who's all the way present all the time, look at a 2-year-old. That ain't gonna work for you to be that way, So like, there is something to like, and maybe this like that thought experiment and like knowing the time and checking in is a way to be in your planner brain that for you does not come with stress, is like more of a step back, take the long view. For me, it comes with stress. It's like time is running out.
I hear you. And that's why I'd say it's like, it's definitely one of those milkless middle situations where it's not, like, if you're already, stressed or whatever, then this is not helpful. But for me, it's actually very exciting when I forget the time. I'm like, oh shit, we haven't played spike ball yet. We should probably think about that. It's exciting. I'm like, now I'm like, ooh, like, it's almost like I forgot about this app in my brain. I'm like, ooh, I found this app again. That long-term planner. I haven't opened this app in a year. Let's think about that long-term planner. Oh shit. All the kids are different. All the kids are older. We can do different things. We can go to different places. Wow, we've never been to a water park because we've always had a fucking drown risk baby. Oh, all the kids can swim now. Interesting. Like, I don't know. And it's just like a fun thing to do. I mean, there is the undertone of like, and they're going to leave you soon. So, but also the last little thing that I did want to say is like the research that I did was all around the relationship you have with your kids. Because another thing I think about when I think about this is like having the relationship with your kids is so important, because the ultimate thing that I think about when I hear this, that they're going to be leaving for college in X number of years, and they're going to be out of the house, is desperate is the wrong word, but I so want to ensure that I have a great relationship with my kids in their 20s and 30s and beyond. I want to be so I spend a lot of time thinking about that. What type of dad am I going to be in that phase? Do I want to be that like jokey, like dad joke sort of guy? Not so much. Do I want to be their like best friend? No, that's not really appropriate. So who do I want to be? How do I want that relationship to evolve? And I just think about like, I don't know, but I know that being with, like having a good relationship with all my kids, that's where it goes for me, honestly. So when I think about this, I'm like the grandparents were just visiting for 5 days. I kind of get out of their hair. It's my wife's parents when they come, because I'm kind of the guy. The kids fucking love me. So when I'm around, it's like, hate to break it to you, I'm fun as fuck.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go work on City League over here. And then I'm like kind of not there. So, but then after 5 days, I like really miss the kids. And I feel like, oh my gosh, like if I kept this going, I'd lose my relationship with my kids after 3 months,
Yeah.
So I feel that deficit. So it's like, oh shit. So then I do longer bedtimes. I like kind of strangely after 5 days, like get to know them again. I call it out like, hey, God, I miss you, dude. Like we haven't talked in a while. And I get back in there. And that is, I know, and the data supports it. If I keep that going, I will have a good relationship with them because I know, look, sometimes it's tough with teenagers. And if you have teenagers and you're not having a great time, what the fuck do I know? Right. I don't have any teenagers, but I know as a sample size of one, when I was a teenager, I was like besties with my parents. I would talk at the dinner table for 2 hours after dinner every night. And that's it.
Yeah. It is possible. Yes, it is possible to have a good relationship with your teenager.
So that's what I'm thinking about is like, when I hear that, oh man, shit, they're going to be gone in 8 years or less. Do I have a decent relationship? Yeah. Will they come to me with like questions? Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can just keep that going. That can go either way. You know what I mean? Like that's a tough one.
Yeah, like I definitely sometimes feel like, oh gosh, when like I'll see things from one daughter or the other one, I'm like, oh, when they're 16, this is going to be challenging in some ways. But yeah, I mean, that's interesting. It also speaks a little bit to like, I don't want to like put you on the couch or myself, but like a little bit of insecure attachment, like worry that like, will I be able to hold on to this thing that has always been really good? Or like that. I think that like, for example, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but like there is a natural ebb and flow to the intimacy of a relationship, even within a week, right? Like you were just talking about your grandparents come and you're a little less close to your kids than you were when they got there. And then you find that again. And I think that like finding comfort in that reality is a good thing.
But I'd say it's also just like this, like things can get busy. And even though I don't have like a traditional work situation, the city league thing is a full-time job or almost. I can put that in my head where I'm doing that for the kids. So then I feel like if I don't actually think about it, I feel like I'm checking the box of being a good dad, like, and having that relationship with the kids. I haven't seen a single one of their games.
Oh, because you're running the whole thing.
I'm running the whole thing. I'm the fucking commissioner running around. Yeah. So I haven't seen any of their soccer games. Yeah. But I know that it's the right thing for them in the town. But I'm like, okay, Like sometimes I'll work a whole weekend doing this and I feel like I'm doing something for the kids, but our relationship is suffering slightly from it. So if I don't think about this, it's not from a place of like desperation, like, oh, please love me. If you don't, blah, blah. It's more just like, I just want to make sure that this is the prediction engine in my brain that I'm like checking this box.
And I think it's good to always have that like awareness of that thread that connects you and your kids. It's kind of like paradoxical, like because I have some of the same, just like slightly like I got to check on all my relationships and make sure they're good, or like, that kind of thing. And whatever caused that, like, who knows, but
isn't that just like how you have to do it? Because like, what if you forget about one?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if there's a version in which you just trust yourself to be good at relationships and to want them and to nurture them, and so you just do it.
But also, if you don't put it as a priority, relationships oftentimes become the leftover.
I think they have to be a priority for sure. I guess the question is like, is making them the priority, does that have to be driven by some fear that you'll lose them or damage them or you'll lose the thread? Or could that be motivated by like, my relationships are one of the most important things in my life and one of the greatest sources of joy, so I put a lot of effort into them. I feel that way with my friends, certainly. But probably like in my marriage, for example, I'm less good than my wife at like on a week where we just, by virtue of nothing except the logistics, like we don't even have a night together. Like she's probably better at being like, yeah, that's fine. That was that week. And like, we'll be back. And I probably feel a little more of the, like, we gotta You got to make sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I never think about it like that. It's never like, oh my God. It's more just like when I remember that the kids will be gone someday, which maybe happens once every couple days. I'm like, oh man, they're going to be in college someday. It's just a fun reminder. I'm like, cool. They're going to be adults. And then I'm like, cool. How's my relationship with them? I'm like, great. I'm like, cool. Sometimes that reminds me, and it's like, how's our relationship with them? It's like, amazing. But you haven't talked with this one in like 3 days, really. Oh, didn't even think about that. And I'm always this loving, awesome dad. But sometimes like a kid has a birthday party when I spent, the whole day with the other two. And then that kid is sick and then they're home with the mom. And then it's like, wait a minute. If I didn't like actually think about it with the logic brain, I didn't talk to that kid for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how that can happen.
You
They live in the same house. I mean, you interact with them, but you don't actually like really see each other.
It's those super juicy, like, even if it's only 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want it to be prescriptive where it's like, oh, every day I look in my kid's eyes for 10 seconds and I just do it. Like, that's not what I want to do either. I like the natural sort of thing. But anyway, when I do think about it, I'm like, oh, cool. Because also, isn't that what meditation and mindfulness is? It's a practice. Uh-huh. It's working it into a practice. And for me, maybe it's like when I think about them leaving someday and being adults.
Yeah.
That's the neural pathway for me to bring me back to like, oh, cool. You should do your practice of checking those relationships, and not from a place of fear, but maybe a place of fear, but like, but fear kind of motivates us as mammals. Like, I don't want to die someday. I don't want the tiger to eat me.
Yeah. Right. Well, and like, you hear all the time that like the finite nature of our lives is what makes them special. And every time in stories we ever portray gods, they're always, or like anything immortal, they're always kind of like listless and dissatisfied, and there's like a lack of meaning there. I mean, it's funny when I think like I've done a pretty good job of sticking with the meditation. I don't do it every day, but I do it most days, at least half of days. I would say most days.
But do you listen to little podcasty things?
I don't listen to
probably more better.
More better?
Yeah.
Right, I'll get on that. Because I got my commute home from school.
Like literally every day my cock gets blown off. Like,
fantastic.
I'm just smooth down there. It's
just
so good.
Like a baby.
I don't know what type of baby. Alien baby, maybe?
Oh, yeah. That babies aren't smooth at all. Oh, you know what you're smooth like? I'll tell you. So, I had to unplug my refrigerator in this room because it makes a buzzing noise. I opened it just to make sure there's nothing in there that was going to turn disgusting. 2 totally naked Barbies in that fridge. That's all that's in there in the office fridge. It felt super serial killery. It was just a creepy vibe. This is what I get for when my wife was out of town. My 3-year-old played in here while I was working. All right. Well, yeah. But like when I think about my motivation for like sticking with the meditation, it is probably equal parts like I like this, that feels good. I feel better at the end of it. And also like, you need to keep doing this. So there's a little bit of the motivation coming from both sides. That's probably fine.
Just the product placement that we're not being paid for. The Waking Up app has the 10-minute meditation, but these little 5-minute podcasty things are so fucking good. And if you're like doing some cleaning or something, just put it in, just listen to one for five, and then the next one autoplays. And then it's like another 5 seconds and a different one. And sometimes it's about like the nature of consciousness. Sometimes it's about the meditation, but sometimes it's just like shit like this. It's like, hey, you got a lot of stuff to do today, like a lot of work, right? Why do we as humans then put all this sort of anxiety and stress on top of it? Don't you trust that you're going to be able to do it? And it's like, yeah. It's like, well, why do you think we do that? Like, look at that stress in your stomach right now, thinking about all the things you need to do today. Notice how it goes away? And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit is, if you do a little meditation and then listen to some of these other things, oh my God.
Yeah.
Literally, you'll never have kids again because you'll just be blasted off.
Totally smooth. It is funny. I love that Waking Up app. He has become an extremely controversial figure, but not about this.
Okay.
So like
Well,
some
I
people,
don't know what you're talking about because I don't do the news or the internet. So
yeah, yeah.
I'll just
Yeah, he's very
stick
staunch.
my head in the
He's
sand.
very kind of staunchly, almost unilaterally pro-Israel, which I like. We're not going to comment on this program, but if a lot of people will hear Sam Harris and be like, "Fuck that guy," but on meditation, he's fucking dope as shit.
Yeah, meditation. I don't even know what that thing you said before is. I do, but I have no comment because I have not read on it, and I would never speak about something that
You don't know fuck all about? Yeah. I mean, I know some about it and I wouldn't speak on it because, like, holy shit, there's way more to know than I know. We got enough idiots out there talking with great certainty about things that they don't know that much about.
Yeah.
There's plenty of that. Let's not add to it. All right. Senor, this was a good one. Thanks for playing. I'm sorry about the totally smoothed out space between your legs. That sounds hard. Maybe on a future episode.
I love it. It grows back every day. It gets run off again every day.
Okay, weird.
This episode of Milkless is brought to you by Viola Archer in the case of the Purple Martin. Thank you. Bye.